What's going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS live stream and podcast here, recording for Thursday's 5-game main slate starting, James, at 6:40 Eastern on DraftKings here. A little mini slate we got going on as we hit the weekend, essentially. So it should be a quick show tonight. Obviously, with the 5 games, rather, the smaller player pools, more concentrated rostership that we'll see here. And of course, on these smaller slates, we always got to check the weather, check Vegas, and see where we think the ownership's going to be.
Yeah, definitely an interesting slate. Just 5 games. We actually don't even have an official pitcher for one of them. DraftKings does have Bryce Wilson at the time of this recording listed. I don't think that's true. I don't think at the time we're recording he's going to. He just pitched the 10th. On the 10th, he got a save on the 10th. Like, it's not even like he was just pitching in a game. Like, he was closing the game. So remains to be seen there. We have we'll take a look at Vegas first, heading into the slate. 6:40 slate begins. We have a late night hammer, John. That's a term no one in baseball has heard us use yet, but as we were usually recording our NBA pods, that was a big. Speaking of NBA, go Bulls as the Bulls take on the Toronto Raptors.
Milwaukee, San Diego, starting almost 2 hours after the
2 hours after the game, after all the other games begin. 2 big favorites, Chris Bassett and the Toronto Blue Jays, for the third straight night, are huge favorites against the Detroit Tigers. No surprise, -225, -215 in other places. And then Jordan Montgomery also -210 against those pesky Pirates who continue to win games on a daily basis. Everything else is, close to pick'ems. Let's look at the run totals to see if we have anything significant. 8 runs in Philly, Cincinnati, 8.5 in the Yankees Twins game. 9 in Toronto and Detroit is a slate high. 8.5 in Milwaukee, San Diego, and that last one doesn't really surprise me all that much, considering the pitchers in that game are not good. Nick Martinez and who we're not sure, but
MLB.com lists a TBD here, so
right.
Doesn't seem like we actually have an answer on that one.
Yep. And it doesn't appear like on Covers doesn't either. And actually, Covers doesn't have one for Philly. Philly is listing Bailey, or DraftKings is listing Bailey Falter. It would make sense for him to pitch in this spot based on like the way the rotation's falling out, but we'll go with Falter. And if things change, obviously, like, you can hit us up in our Discord and ask us any questions that you may have before the 6:40 slate.
Yeah, we've been duped by DraftKings before at starting pitchers. Not
sure
the first time that we've seen.
And it won't be the last.
Definitely will not be the last one here. Any notable totals that we should be looking at?
Yes, broken down already, but we can go over them again.
Yeah, just listening. The one we should be keying in on the most. What did you say?
Toronto and Detroit is 9 runs. That's the highest implied.
All right. Pitcher position, then. We'll start off there. We'll break it down again. This is going to be a little bit of a quick stream here today, just because it is only 5 games. Nick Lodolo is your top price starting pitcher at home, though. Up against Philly here, Lodolo has been every bit the stud that people had hoped in redraft and in DFS here. Price bump as a top price starting pitcher against Pittsburgh in his debut. 5 innings, 2 or 9 Ks against Philly last time out. In Philly, though, 7 shutout, 12 strikeouts. Now they're at home. We talk all the time, the Great American Small Park. Definitely more of a hitter's haven, but if you're missing bats like Lodolo, you don't really have to worry about them putting the ball over the fence. Joe Ryan is here against the Yankees. Jordan Montgomery at home against Pittsburgh. Chris Bassett at home against Detroit. Your top 4. Lodolo's got the tough home ballpark. Joe Ryan's got the tough matchup against the Yankees. How are you breaking down those top 4 starters?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best day of pitching we've ever had. I think Lodolo's fine in tournaments. He's probably going to be a little popular in cash just because we don't have an elite spend up on this slate. I'm okay getting to Lodolo. The strikeouts are obviously notable, and he did it at home with 9 strikeouts, and and he did it on the road with 12. And I know this is home. Philly is heating up, so we take that into consideration. Joe Ryan is okay. The Yankees are kind of battered, John. I mean, I know they have Frankie Cordero, and he is the best player in baseball. But outside of him, I mean, you laugh, but like my man is cooking with something scorching right now. Gleyber's out of the lineup today. They said he could pinch hit. We'll see what happens on Thursday. LeMahieu was hurt today due to quad tightness. We'll see if he's going to play. It's like I'm okay getting to Joe Ryan. Yankees strike out 24% of the time against righties. Joe Ryan added a third pitch this offseason. Hey, look at that. Third pitch, 16 strikeouts through his first 12 innings, 2 wins. The only problem is like Yankee Stadium obviously could be tough place to pitch in. And we've talked about it for 3 days in a row. The Twins lineup is super, super bad right now. If you can avoid Byron Buxton, you're in good shape, right? Like that's just kind of what it's been. So
it was Ryan Jeffers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ryan Jeffers.
Triple from the catcher for Ryan Jeffers.
Yeah, I mean, so like you can get to Joe Ryan. I'm not sure what the win equity is. The DraftKings is also listing Michael King. That's not who's starting. Johnny Brito is starting, John. So
okay.
What's Johnny Brito's price? That he's going to be really interesting. 7,700. He's looked very good in his first 2 starts. 2 wins. He went 92 pitches his last time out. Okay. Rookie. But again, like it's just another situation. Minnesota's lineup, if there's no Correa, is super condensed, super depressed. He had 10 ground ball outs last time out. How do you pitch at Yankee Stadium, John?
Keep it on the ground.
Yeah, keep it on the ground. Johnny Brito, I think, is a great play, 7,700. Again, at the time of this recording, he is not listed the starter. I can assure you Michael King pitched 2 innings on Wednesday. He is not starting on Thursday. No, I don't think he's going. So Johnny Brito getting the start. And then I think the chalk of the slate is a guy that you and I were talking about.
Should still be a Yankee.
Yeah, I mean, should still be a Yankee. Is Jordan Montgomery coming off an electric start, 7 scoreless. And then Chris Bassett, another coming off a really good start against the Angels. Like, this is probably where everyone's going to live. Montgomery, Bassett.
1,000%.
Yep.
1,000%. Everyone's just going to be living with the Bassett Montgomery matchup.
And Brito's probably our pivot, right? And Brito's probably the pivot off those guys?
Yeah, definitely. Once Brito comes on the slate, Brito will be the pivot here. I don't see anybody going to Nick Martinez for any reason whatsoever. Bailey Falter, not really. Spencer Turnbull, no. Like it's those 4. And then Brito, if you need the cash, 100%. I agree with you. Catcher position here. Again, we don't know with it being on a Thursday slate. Some of these guys may get the off day before the weekend. But we do have some decent matchups. Notably for me, Stevenson. He's at home. He gets a lefty. It's $4,200. It's just a spot. I love the target. Regardless, Stevenson's a great hitter. And since he's lined up at home, it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, 321 WOBA for righties against Bailey Falter this year. 352 WOBA for righties last year against Bailey Falter. So 13 home runs in 65 innings against right-handed bats. 1.79 home runs for Falter. So, that's not going to do it. 44% fly ball rate in Great American, not going to do it. So, yeah, I think we're going to be pretty interested in Reds here, which, I don't know. We're not going to say often.
Right.
But in Great American, it's different. Like the Reds do have,
against a lefty, we love the Reds. Sure. Jonathan India's in play. Stevenson's going to be in play. Like we'll find some bats here, righty bats against Bailey Falter today for sure.
Agreed.
All right, so Stevenson for me, I think it is probably locked in. But if you're not going Stevenson, any other catcher here, maybe pop out to you. If Jeffers finds himself starting again, like he had 5th today, would you play him against Brito here at $2,500? Anybody else? I guess. Just kind of popping on the screen for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against playing guys against Brito. He's 2 starts into his major league career, and he wasn't really like a heralded guy for the Yankees. They lost 3 starters before opening day, kind of 2 on the whim in Severino and Rodon, and 1 in Frankie Montas, who just, had a crappy arm going into this the trade. And then
I was gonna say tough trade.
Yeah, brutal trade.
Yankees like acquiring guys with bad arms, apparently.
Yes,
Rodon and then Montas. And,
true. I would play Alejandro Kirk against Spencer Turnbull. He wasn't in the lineup on Wednesday. Homered on
part of the homer barrage there.
Part of the homer barrage. Forced a lot of hot dogs to be eaten on that day. So
chili dogs too, right? Were they chili dogs?
I think they were poutine dogs or whatever.
Dogs. Yeah. Poutine dogs. Yeah.
So Alejandro Kirk 4K. Any Yankees catcher, Higashioka started on Wednesday. That means Trevino's probably in the lineup Thursday. That's fine. But like, it's probably Jeffers, and then like,
it feels like Stevenson's going to be very rostered here.
Yeah, it's Stevenson or Kirk, probably the only two that are really going to garner much ownership, and then like some random punt for 2K that's like in the lineup against Bryce Wilson or whoever's starting.
Whoever comes from Milwaukee. Yeah,
whoever's starting from Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let's go on over to the first base position then. Pretty loaded up top with Goldie and Vlad Guerrero here. Vince Velasquez, as we know, not a good pitcher. Spencer Turnbull, as we know, not a good pitcher. So those are far and away the most expensive guys on the slate. Not to put you on the spot, be like, oh, would you play Goldschmidt or Guerrero? Of course you would. But, thoughts on the top tier part of this first base position?
Yeah, I mean, I have no issues getting to either. Lefties have had a fair bit of success against Velasquez early on this year. Last year was the righties, though. So, I'm okay getting to really anyone against Vince Velasquez, despite the hype video the Pirates put out there this year for him. If I'm picking one, it's probably Vlad at home against Spencer Turnbull, who, hasn't exactly looked good thus far. So,
right.
I mean, he gave up 12 earned runs in his first 8 innings. So,
is that good?
No, it's usually considered pretty bad.
Okay.
So I will lean Vlad, but I'm okay getting to either
guy. Okay. Tier down, we got Rizzo against Ryan. Again, we kind of like Ryan, but Rizzo at home certainly kind of fits some spots here. We don't know who's pitching for Milwaukee, but Cronenworth's at $4,300 there. Alec Boehm, he's been on fire. He hits a lefty, but it is Lodolo. Feels like Boehm will be a pretty low rostered play here. If you're looking to be a little contrarian, maybe there's a spot for you there. Rowdy Tellez at $3,200 going up against Nick Martinez. I think there's some appeal for me in that spot there as well.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's much in the mid tier. I think it's like spend up. Rizzo is fine because we know he likes Yankee Stadium, but then it's like go down to this value tier where we get Rowdy Tellez, 3,200. We know there's home run equity there. He's been bad to start the year, but
Frankie, 28.
Frank, and then two guys who have multi-position eligibility, and Frankie Cordero hit his fourth home run and drove in his 11th RBI. Both lead the Yankees, by the way. Team that
power was never in question with Frankie Cordero. It was contact. So
I can confirm that he is doing both those things quite well right now. 4 home runs in his last 5 games. It was a freaking bomb today. Oh, yeah. Stanton and Judge literally saw it and dapped up on the bench. They just dapped each other up like, yes, thank you. Another
third Bash Brothers there,
yeah. Frankie Court, agreed. I do like Will Myers. Coming into the year, I liked Will Myers. Now he has not been good, but was on base 3 times the other day, on base twice again in the first game of the Atlanta series.
Struck out 4 times yesterday, but that's fine.
Gets a lefty, and we mentioned he gets a lefty. He's at home, and Will Myers has historically been good against lefties. That has been his MO his entire career. So I'd go there, and then I would actually have some interest in Brandon Belt if he cracks the lineup. Okay. Righty lefty. Spencer Turnbull again has been dreadful. I still believe in Brandon Belt. I know the strikeouts are just crazy high.
45 years old. How old is Brandon Belt now?
I don't think he's that old.
Oh, that's right. Brandon Belt
34.
is 34.
34? Am I?
A lot of miles on that 34-year-old. It feels like
it also is like, yes, you're not wrong, but like at the same time, like, he just played in the worst possible hitter's park for the first 10
No,
years
I
of his
know.
career, like,
He also was always hurt.
he was often injured.
All right, let's go to second. I mean, Solano, if he leads off, I guess, right? And
Yeah, it's
$2,400.
fine. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, second base position here. We don't know the Gleyber Torres status, but you mentioned he could have been available to pinch hit today. So I guess we'll see if he's in
He
or
he
out of
actually
the
ran. He ran and scored, I think, the go ahead run
lineup. Okay.
um in the game. So
Okay. Jonathan India is $4,900, but this is definitely the spot that we like to play him. If we're paying for him, that's a different question, but definitely the spot we like to pay him.
yep.
Brandon Donovan, we know, is just in the lineup, $4,600 for the Cardinals. Nobody played him today. Didn't really do much, but nobody played him. He was one of the lowest rostered Cardinals on the slate at $4,600. And then it's kind of dumps back down. Nolan Gorman, we know, is just kind of in the lineup. Against righties, it seems like Tommy Edman doesn't play against righties anymore, I guess.
Yep.
Like, didn't play against Urena today, so got to assume he's out. Stott been really good, but we're not really looking to go against Lodolo all that much. So, yeah, maybe it's really just the Cardinals,
India
India,
and Gorman. Yep.
Gorman, right? Nick Gordon did, have a good day yesterday, not today, but he's still hitting dead center of that Twins lineup. Terang 2,600.
Yeah, Terang's okay.
Terang's good, right?
Yeah,
Two more hits today.
Yeah. I would also probably. I know it's lefty, but Jaquan Bay has been pretty good, kind of everywhere. Like some power, scoring a lot of runs, has a lot of speed, hit a walk off. Like, I like the second base outfield
We have
eligibility.
back-to-back days of a home run for Nick Maton. He took what Gossman deep
He
tonight.
did. He did take Gossman deep, which is crazy in itself. But yeah, I mean, if he cracks the lineup, right?
I'm just bringing up the fact that he's homered in back-to-back games now. So
That is an inch. He hasn't only homered in back-to-back games. He's hit second. He hit second tonight. That's how bad. That's how bad the Tigers are. That is how bad the Tigers are. Bryce Terang for sure is the guy if we're like punting the position.
we might get Kevin Biggio in the lineup at 2,400. They played Espinal tonight against a lefty. They probably have Kevin Biggio in the lineup against right.
He's gonna be in the lineup.
Yeah, so just mention the name. Just mention the name. Mater also played today for St. Louis.
Yep, hit ninth if he's in the lineup.
Yeah, not in love with Taylor Mater, but again, just naming guys that are going to play. It's a small slate. You're looking to be different. Something could certainly be interesting to take a look at.
Right.
For sure. Third base, to generally where we go with our spend ups. We got Macho Man against Wilson. Well, we don't know Wilson. We don't know who Milwaukee's going to be pitching here. But Machado at 55. Arenado hit that home run. Cashed our PrizePicks play for us all today at $5,400. And then the forgotten Blue Jays at 5K, Matt Chapman.
Yeah, I mean, not so forgotten. Let's look at the rostership on Wednesday. Was a sight to behold, John. It is 36%. He was actually the highest owned Blue Jay of them all on Wednesday. So the no longer forgotten Blue Jay, Matt Chapman.
There you go. 1 for 2 tonight. So,
and he would have had an RBI, but Vladdy is super slow and got thrown out at the plate. So, yeah, I mean, I'm okay getting to Machado. We'll see who Milwaukee's starting, but we've talked about it. There's just been a lack of power to start the year. Arenado went deep in Coors. No surprise. He looked great in Coors the last 2 games. Perfectly fine getting there, and I'm perfectly fine getting Chapman. I think we talked a lot about the Blue Jays on Wednesday night's live stream, and going to talk about a lot of Blue Jays here already. Every position we've mentioned 6 Blue Jays, and we're on third base.
And the fact that we don't really have a massive spend up at pitching, if we're all kind of going the 2 AKs or Brito and one of the AK guys, like you're going to have the salary to spend up for some of these plays here. Brian Anderson, I'm fine with 3,600 in the mid tier for Milwaukee. Milwaukee's probably going to be a fairly popular stack too for lineups here. A lot of they're going to be rather inexpensive. You pair them up with Toronto, New York, St. Louis, whatever, and you're going to be able to fit in the guys you want there. Jose Miranda's at $3,400 in the middle of that lineup. Thoughts on Spencer Steer? He's going to hit the top of that, near the top of that lineup, I think, isn't he? $3,000 here.
He should, yeah. He's had some really good games too. So hitting 314 so far on the year, has a couple of home runs, has a lot of doubles. Yeah, I have no problem getting to Spencer Steer. That is, I think the Reds are going to be a
I'm trying
good
to see
like.
where he hit most recently. Steer, that was versus righty. When was the last time they faced a lefty? Let's see here. Falter. Okay, yeah, he hit second. Last time they faced April 8th. They faced Bailey Falter. Spencer Steer hit second that day. So
And Bailey Falter did pitch well against them, but like,
not to Steer. Steer was 1 for 4 with a home run.
well, I'm just saying, like, we shouldn't,
Sure.
like, that's not like, okay, he pitched great against them this last time. Let's definitely not go back to the well here.
No,
Like,
and
that's not
it's in Cincinnati now, so it's a whole
right.
different ballgame.
Yeah, so I am good going to Spencer Steer. He's by all accounts the best value at third base for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Shortstop here. Trey Turner against Lodolo. Tough sell, but you got Bichette at 58. Xander hit cleanup today. He was $5,300. Adames is at 52.
I like
One
all
of these guys
of
probably has the day off, right?
probably, but again, baseball, we're just that's us, that's our basketball mind creeping in.
Probably true. It's probably true.
I'm okay getting to any of them. I think Turner will probably be the least popular of the four, rather.
Yeah.
If you want to go that direction, I'm perfectly fine with it. He stole a base on Wednesday, just like we thought he would if Edward Cabrera couldn't control the baseball. Bichette is in elite spot. Bogart's likely an elite spot. Again, to be determined on who Milwaukee actually starts. And Adames, I think, righties have had pretty good success thus far against Nick Martinez. He has a 5.69 FIP against them. 331 WOBA righties have against Nick Martinez through a couple starts. So yeah, I have no problem getting to Adames either.
If we go down to the mid tier, it's really not. There's not much. Volpe, if he leads off again, would probably be the most popular play at $2,900. After that, there's really not much down here for me.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they lead Volpe off again if like LeMahieu returns. I don't think they would. They would just lead LeMahieu off. So
yeah,
it would have to be a situation where those guys are out for Volpe to lead off.
Okay. But he either hits ninth or he hits first, right?
Yeah, it's either ninth or first. So I mean, like either way, like you could use him in a wraparound if LeMahieu plays and use LeMahieu, Judge, whatever. I will give a shout to Jose Barrero, who plays short, has short outfield eligibility. He is going to strike out a lot. He is also has a lot of power. So another guy who I'm okay with if he's in the lineup, they might start Kevin Newman, who has far less appeal, but has hit lefties in the past.
Barrero hit 8th against Bailey Falter. Okay. Newman hit 5th, by the way. So they played them both. They played Barrero in center field in that game.
Okay, so then I mean it's possible we have interest in both, so I'm okay getting to kind of either guy here.
Yeah, Barrero feels a little bit better than Newman to me. Just Newman has never done anything worth.
No, he has hit lefties in the past. That is like the only
good singles hitter.
Great singles hitter for sure.
All right, moving on over here. We have our outfield position. Aaron Judge, big letdown for me today.
Yep.
Paid up for him, had just like the walk. Not great. Soto had a big game. We're not sure who Milwaukee's going to be pitching, though. And then we have, obviously, guys like Springer, Stanton. All of them are going to be very much in play for lineups today.
Yeah. Obviously, you can play
Aaron. Shocker. Who knows?
You can obviously play Aaron Judge. I think another reason why Johnny Brito might check in as a pretty popular play, maybe on the mound. Soto homered. If we get a righty, his profile is so good against them. I like Springer. Stanton, 51. And then like the mid tier is like Varsho and Larnach against Brito is okay.
You do have Castellanos against the lefty in Cincinnati. If there was ever a redemption spot for Castellanos here, right?
And there's a deep drive by Castellanos.
Exactly. We talked about it yesterday about where all his power went, and he had his career year in Cincy. We know he hits lefties, 4-game hitting streak for him. So, if everybody's in on Lodolo here, obviously on the smaller slate going against Lodolo is a GPP strategy.
That is true. It's not a bad one either. We just 20 strikeouts in 12 games is a lot.
It is.
It's a lot.
I agree with you. Burleson's $3,200.
Yep.
Walker's $3,100.
Yep.
Jesse Winker missed today's game with an illness. We'll see if he is in the lineup. He's 32.
Garrett Mitchell, a podcast favorite, 3,100.
Love Garrett Mitchell. Yeah, big Garrett Mitchell fan here. That's probably it for me.
Joey Weimer, he's fine. He's free.
Yep, he's free.
But you're right. That's unless we get a lineup with something else, that's it.
100%. All right, we got a couple minutes. Let's finish it off with a lineup here. Montgomery in, Bassett in, or do you want to go Brito?
Yeah. No, I'm fine going Bassett in Montgomery.
All right, catcher position. I like Stevenson.
Down.
Okay, first base. Frankie?
Rowdy's good. We just don't know who. They're starting Nick Martinez. Yeah, Rowdy's good.
Second base, Jonathan India.
Yep.
Okay. Third base.
Spencer Steer at third.
Steer, yeah. Shortstop play.
Bo knows baseball.
Okay. We got 3 outfielders here at 4K.
Varsho.
Who is our spend down outfield down here?
Burleson or Walker.
We play Burleson. We have $4,900. Can go O'Neill. Castellanos is 43.
You can play Castellanos.
Okay. Was there another cheap guy that we like down here? Garrett Mitchell 31. Frankie at 28. Let's go Frankie at 28. Let's do Frankie. Frankie at 28 gets us a $5,300 outfielder, George Springer. So there we go. There's our lineup for this 5-game Thursday slate. Montgomery, Bassett, Stevenson, Tellez, India, Steer, Bichette, Varsho, Cordero, and Springer. Get in our Discord if you want additional lineup advice. We'll have the playbook out. Remember, go to fantasyalarm.com/all-pro. Promo code MLB50 saves you 50% off the first 6 months. That's $19.98 a month. For the first 6 months, that takes you right through the first month of the NFL season. Hard to beat that. You get in our Discord and access to all of our DFS and sports content. Give us a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Greatly appreciated. Helps out the show a lot. James and I will be back for Friday. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk to you all later.